Nachman Meyumam, blossoms of the spring. Page 128, how to enter the sea of wisdom. 26th of Kislev, Chanukah, 722. Tel Aviv, my dear heart, Mrs. Alman Shehzar, who merited to join himself with the two tzaddik Nanach, Nachman Miyuman, who is the genuine and chosen head amongst all the chosen and true tzaddikim, unique in the generations, who has revealed such truth in the world that it is impossible to damage it in any way. In the world, peace and life and all good, you need to remember very, very well all the days of your life, each and every day, the great kindness of God that He did with you and caused awesome events to happen in His hidden ways to draw you near to the true tzaddik who extracted you from the place He extracted you, and He informs you that God is still is close to you, and that He will not abandon His kindness to you forever. And even though you still are undergoing what you are undergoing, even so, certainly the kindness and good that God has done with you is not in vain. God forbid, and in the end God will finish His, and you will merit to return to your source in perfection, in the great strength and merit of the tzaddik. For the word of God lasts forever. Through the holy lights, wondrous and awesome of the holy Chanukah candles, we draw upon ourselves the light of the true tzaddik, who already drew in the perfection of the redemption that will be through our righteous Mashiach. The main coming of the Mashiach is to reveal the truth in the world. For now the truth is in a great exile, and everyone says that the truth is with him, and the main truth will be revealed to the Mashiach. Falsehood is the sign of death, and truth is the elixir of life. And therefore the separation of truth from falsehood is an aspect of the revival of the dead. The truth is the aspect of in order, meaning that people say things as they are, which is the aspect of in order. But the falsehood is the aspect of not in order, since people change their matter and the story from its true order. The main mitzvah of the Chanukah light is to lighten and to illuminate the light of truth in the world, that everyone should merit to know where is the truth. With each light that illuminates all the souls of Israel with the light of the Mashiach in all the types of darkness and gloom, and it nullifies all the darkness and all the fallen loves, and it saves them from mighty flood waters that rise up all the time to destroy the world, to make people forget the Torah. God in His great mercy leads each generation with His kindness through the great tzaddik and His proper and true students, who occasionally He grab people and remove them from very distant and dirty places, and they start to purify them and to draw them to God and illuminate them with great light, with a great illumination, even though there are many who fall afterwards from their level. May God save us. Even so, each time they try to draw near, because you are exalted forever, God. Even so, each time they try to draw nearer, because you are exalted forever, God, always you have the upper hand, until in the end everything will be rectified perfectly. Now in this exile that has lasted so long, now in the great power of the darkness, the truth is hidden, and evil runs wild, and those who fear sin are despised, and in most cases people of truth are very pursued. because of the accusation against the true tzaddik. And the main rectification is not to enter into inquiries and questions and explanations at all. And the main rectification is not to enter into inquiries and questions and explanations at all, rather only to look at the real truth and to guard oneself from stumbling in the net of the pursuers with their smooth tongues and their cleverness and scoffing. And all this is harder than physical pursuit, for a mental obstacle is the hardest of all. One who wants to enter the sea of wisdom will find it impossible except through a true leader, who knows all the ways and paths in the sea of wisdom, and who, with wisdom and wonder is craftsmanship, makes ships with which to traverse and to sail in the sea of wisdom. For one who does not receive from the true Rebbe, who is the aspect of Moses, the idea of constriction and boundaries, the idea of constriction and boundaries of the intellect, so that he not enter into and comprehend that which is too much and too wondrous for him, and that he not enter into investigations and questions and answers, and that he not enter into investigations and questions and answers, but rather that he will rely just on faith. And if he will enter into the sea of wisdom without the true Rebbe, certainly he will drown spiritually and physically in the sea. And this was the main miracle of the splitting of the Red Sea, that the sea of wisdom would split for them spiritually in the strength and merit of Moses our teacher, peace be upon him, and they merited to traverse it in peace. And they merited to traverse it in peace, and so too the sea split for them physically. And they passed across the dry land in the midst of the sea. And the main thing was that Moses illuminated them with the idea of silence, not to doubt the traits of the Blessed One. An aspect of God will fight for you, and you will be silent. The author, the greatness of God's kindness, with God's help, midnight of the second night of Hanukkah, 5722 Tel Aviv. My dear heart, Mrs. Zalman Shazar, who merited to join himself with the true tzaddik, who is the true chosen head of all the choice and true tzaddikim, Nachman Meyuman, unique in the great and unique in the generations, who revealed such truth in the world that it is impossible to ruin. That it is impossible to ruin it in any way in the world, peace and life, and all good. You need to remember very, very well, all the days of your life, each and every day, the greatness of God's kindness that He did with you and brought about awesome events in His concealed ways to draw you near to the true tzaddik, who removed you from the place He removed you, and who informs you that God still is with you and will never remove His kindness from you. And even though you still are undergoing what you are undergoing, certainly the kindness and goodness that God has done with you certainly is not in vain, God forbid, and in the end God will finish His, and you will merit to return to your source and perfection. For the word of God will stand forever, and every generation to inform them of the exalted awesomeness and greatness of Rabbeinu, our teacher of Nachman Feigen, and Nachman Yuman, may his memory be for a blessing, the holy level of his teachings and sermons, and all his matters. The joy of knowing that Tzaddik, Rosh Chodesh Nisan 5722 Tel Aviv, the delights of my eye and heart. Mr. Zalman Shazar, pleasant to everyone, the might and strength of God will be your strength, and will strengthen your heart with all forms of power to hasten greatly to skip over what you must, in order that you be able to draw upon yourself illumination from the melody and song of wonders that transcend nature, that comes forth from the harps of 72 strings of the tzaddik, that will be revealed in the future at the time of the end of days by our righteous Mashiach, through which heresy and false faiths are destroyed and nullified. And through this everyone will return to the truth, and will draw near to God and His Torah, and the whole world will be filled with knowledge, to know that the Lord is God. peace and all good. For length of days, my dear and beloved brother, how much has my joy increased since I have merited to see your handwriting, strong and filled with affection and faithful blessings, dearer to me than hoards of gold and silver. I have requested from you, my dear friend, to review the words that I have written to you until now, and that the books of our teacher, may its memory be for a blessing, always be in your mind, and to study them with precision, for surely you will find in every word all types of sweetness, and surely you will be able to vitalize yourself always with them, even in the depths of the darkness of all sorts of spiritual travails. Do not let it seem evil in your eyes that I have not written to you in a long time, for God knows my heart. For I surely have yearned with all my being to broaden our communication and to travel with you in the lofty paradise of the tzaddik every day. However, my mind is not clear because of betrayals of time that have surrounded me, as is known to you slightly. And if God will desire to expand my mind, then for sure I will make myself strong and brave with all my soul to inform you at all times awesome news about the salvations and powerful kindnesses that God has done with us in these latter days. At the end of this final and bitter exile, through the true tzaddik, Nachman Meyuman, who is the fortress of our final hope, until that even now, after all the bitterness and great destruction that we have caused, our main consolation and hope is the wondrous kindness, his kindnesses, that are the aspect of very high and hidden intellect, the roots of the Torah, which are above the Torah, that the flowing stream, the source of wisdom, draws upon us in order to give life to all the fallen souls that have multiplied greatly in these generations. It is upon us to rejoice and to dance with a full heart, with great joy that we have merited to know of the one who works for our eternal rectification in every generation, and woe be to those who argue against and oppose this one who works to rectify our souls at all times. And even though they dispute, as they do, and scorn as they do, even so in the end the truth will be revealed to all, until all honor will be bestowed on the side of the truth, and then certainly everyone will return to God in truth and to draw near to the truth tzaddik, who is the main perfection of the truth. I seek your peace and salvation, and bless you with instructive blessings, for a kosher and happy festival. Passover I wait and look forward to singing you today, to rejoice with us together over our happiness. Yisrael David Deser, believe in the renewal of the world. 25th of Nisan, 5722, Tel Aviv. My dear heart, Mrs. Alman Shazar, who thinks thoughts and plans to announce and illuminates the light of truth in the world, which is the light of the true tzaddik, the light of lights, the aspect of the light of Mashiach, who shines upon us the light of revelation of the blessed God. Also in the dark and embittered places that are in this dark generation, and breaks and subdues and throws down and nullifies from the world all the books of the heretics and investigators who lean to the side of heresy and denial, and all of the arrogance and the authority of the false leaders who plant hatred and hostility between Israel and their Father in heaven. May God command for you the blessing and the life. Old age and grayness have pounced upon us, and our strength is weak and poor, and the haters of our souls, the fire of lusts, have multiplied and gained strength from all the sides, almost without measure, and our soul is deranged in the depths of the muddy sludge of the lusts of this world and its vanities, like a stone placed in the center of the sling, and we are wandering in the world very confused and disoriented, more than a ship lost in the heart of the sea, with the storm wind blowing and raging without any rest or quiet, and there is no metaphor or image to describe and compare the terrible pity that is on us, and we have no advice or recourse other than to flee and to fly to the tzaddik Nachman Meyuman, to roll in mud and mire and to crawl on hands and knees between snakes and scorpions until we merit to draw from the Holy Spirit of the Tzaddik, through whom there is no despair, in the world at all, and in every place, and in every time, and in all the levels, above and below. Even for the estranged, who have become completely distanced from the holiness of Israel, even so, there is no despair at all, for in the huge power of the Tzaddik, great and awesome wisdom, he transforms the essence of evil to good, from annihilation to desire, the essence of all the heresies and atheism of the scholars of nature who have erred to where they have erred. And the blemish is the blemish in faith. Is the blemish in faith, in the renewal of the world, that through this blemish they come to all sorts of errors. And the main way to suppress them and to nullify their opinions is through the true tzaddik of very great stature, of very great stature, the aspect of Moses, Messiah, who draws down Torah in order to illuminate and to reveal faith in the renewal of the world, and to nullify and to uproot the opinions of the scholars of nature who deny the renewal of the world, the essential awesomeness of the strength and power of the truth. Tzaddik the master of power, is the aspect of the staff of strength, which stands with strength and might in the middle of the throat of the forces of evil, until she is forced to vomit up constantly, until even the very distant and degraded, who already have grown old in their evil ways and have become very lustful and coarse, and who have been swallowed into the stomach of the forces of evil, so that their hope and their expectation, so that their hope and their expectation virtually have been lost, come and draw near to God, and many neighbors are added to the holy assembly of the tzaddik. And through this specifically, a wondrous rectification is made at all times, until in the end everything will be remedied with respect and love and yearning, with respect and love and yearning. Yisrael Doiv, Odessa, the limit of Israel's holiness. With God's help, 26th of Iyar, 5722 Tel Aviv, my dear heart, Mr. Zalman Shasar, who merited to taste the pleasantness of the truth clear and pure, and who was aroused by the fire burning in his heart, and who ignited his soul and his mind to think deep thoughts and great advice and schemes to increase and to make known the name of the true tzaddik, who draws upon us the light of the Messiah, and who breaks and nullifies completely the filth and the poison of heresies and false beliefs that are darkening the eyes of Israel, and that are hiding and concealing the light of the true tzaddik, and are separating the legs from the head, meaning that they make a separation between the assembly of Israel, who are the aspect of the legs, and the tzaddik, who is the head of the children of Israel. And through this the wisdom of philosophy becomes strengthened in the world, and books of hearsay and atheism, which put hatred and disdain between Israel and their Father in heaven, multiply peace and life and all good. Our peace and life and all good in our lowliness, in this orphan generation, in the great depth of our utter descent into denial and false beliefs, into denial and false beliefs, into denial and false beliefs, into denial and false beliefs. And all of us have strayed like sheep until we have come to the edge and the end of Israel, to a place where the border of Israel ends, where the holiness of Israel ends, from which point on the holiness of Israel does not extend. Hold fast to the true tzaddik, the 3rd of Tishrei, 5723, the holy city of Jerusalem, my bone and flesh, Mr. Zalman Shazar, who holds himself fast to the true tzaddik, who is an expert and faithful healer, who knows and recognizes all the deficiencies and illnesses that are in the living spirit of everyone, and through this he knows how to work to heal us completely. May you be sealed for good. Your letter from the 28th of Elul, 5722, that was all friendship and full of blessings, I received along with a check for the sum sum of 100 Israeli liros. Lirotot, publicize the name of the tzaddik. Monday night, 16th of Cheshvan, 5723, the holy city of Jerusalem. My bone and flesh, my bone and flesh. My bone and flesh, 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 my bone and flesh 1, my bone and flesh 2, my bone and flesh 3, my bone and flesh 4, my bone and flesh 5, my bone of flesh 6, my bone of flesh 7, who is dear to me, he truly, in my own soul. Mr. Zalman Shazar, who illuminated his spirit and devoted his broad heart and his blessed abilities, and who brought himself with all his strength, and with exceptionally great and extra effort to magnify and glorify and publicize, to magnify and glorify and publicize in the world the name of the true tzaddik, unique in the world, who rises higher and higher than all the awesome tzaddikim, unique in the generations, who covers and shields us also now amidst all types of darkness and alienation that are in these our days. Happy are you, my brother, happy are you thousands of times, that the inner parts of your heart understand and feel the real truth that shines now in all the worlds from the beginning to the end. Great peace, the author. Approach the tzaddik with God's help, 20th of Tevis, 5723, my bone and flesh. Mr. Zalman Shazar, who is tied and attached to the holy and awesome tree, the true tzaddik Nachum, human who goes before us and bears us as the nursemaid carries the suckling. Happy are you that you merited to know about the master of all wonders, all of whose words are amazing, incomprehensibly amazing wonders, to destroy and annul the false beliefs and atheism of the scholars of nature, who are the aspect of evil beasts, who are the aspect of evil beasts that tread on and tear the souls of Israel, and who draws and brings the whole world near to God. Blessing in life, and all good, my beloved, my brother, whom I have loved with a true love, and you are rooted in the depths of my heart always, especially when I merit to break my heart and to pour out my prayer before God. And I have known that also your love is complete with me, and your soul is longing to hear the good words from the mighty awesomeness of the true tzaddik Nachum, and your heart is strong in faith in the point of the true chosen leader, on whom depends our redemption and the salvation of our souls, and who is the essential foundation of our Judaism. And out of my great love for you, that is in my heart, I am speaking with you for your benefit, my brother, my soul and my heart. When will you arise and renew your days to draw near to the tzaddik Nachum, may you moan with greater strength and vigor, set your heart and settle your mind, set your heart and settle your mind very well, and have pity and mercy on yourself, and hasten yourself to run on your hands and knees to hold on to the wings of the tzaddik Nachum, in order that there be hope for your fates, and gleanings, in order that there be hope for your fate and gleanings for your soul. By the salvation of God, you have in your hand the book of prayers and sermons, and the awesome stories. You have in your hand the book of prayers and sermons, and the awesome stories. You have in your hand the book of prayers and sermons, and the awesome stories, and all Rabbeinu's holy books that are full of advice and counsel, and paths for every person in the world, and for every type of descent in the world. Hold on to them and turn them over and over. You have no better choice than them. Open your eyes and your heart and look at them with an eye for the truth, and with sincerity to observe them and to fulfill them, and do not procrastinate from one day to the next, for who knows what the new day will bring. The author, the true tzaddik, is the foundation of our Judaism. 12 Shvat 5723, my bone and my flesh, Mr. Zalman Shazar, my bone and my flesh. Mr. Zalman Shazar, who is connected with strong ties to the very amazing, holy, and awesome tree, the true tzaddik, who stands for us as a shade and a shield for all generations, who vitalizes and strengthens our souls with all types of scents and smells of his awesome teachings, even in the worst darkness and alienation. Happy are you that you merited to know the master of wonders, all of whose words are unfathomably, all of whose words are unfathomably wondrous wonders, to subdue and to nullify the false beliefs and here cease, to subdue and to nullify the false beliefs, and here cease, and denials, and to draw and bring near the whole world to God. May the Master of Mercy draw upon you healing and long and eternal life, my beloved, my brother, whom I have loved with a true love, and you stand in my heart and my mind always, especially when I merit to break my heart and to pour out my prayer before God. And I have known that also your love for me is in full faith, and your heart is strong in faith on the point of the chosen one of truth, and that you yearn and burn to hear the good words from the secret place of the powerful awesomeness of the true tzaddik Nachman Yuman, who is the main foundation of our Judaism, and he is all our consolation and our hope for eternity, for all generations. And from my great love for you that is in my heart, I am speaking with you for your good, my brother, my soul and my heart. When will you arise? When will you arise and renew your days to overcome all the obstacles? Draw near to the tzaddik with greater strength and vigor. Turn your attention and settle your mind very, very well, and have pity and compassion on yourself, and hasten yourself to run on your hands and your feet to hold on to the wings of the tzaddik, in order that there be hope for your fate and gleanings for your soul. Have you not in your hand the book and prayer of prayers, and the sermons, teachings, and the awesome stories, and all the Rabbeinu's holy books that are filled with advice and ways and paths for every person and every type of descent in the world? Hold fast to them, the author. Oh, the deep waters of the holy truth, the 22nd of Nisan, 3723, the holy Jerusalem, my bone and my flesh. Oh, Mr. Zalman Shazar, who has sharpened his ears and hearts to hear the amazing and awesome song and melody, supreme and choice of the true tzaddik, through which he removes from our hearts all types of poisonous arrows that are the errors and confusions of heresies and false beliefs, and he heals us completely, The King Messiah will sing this song in the future, and through this will draw the whole world near to God, and will fill the world with knowledge of God. May your light break forth like the dawn, and your cure from God quickly sprout forth. I received your heartfelt blessing from the 8th day of Nisan, 5723, with a check for the sum of 100 Israeli lirot. You vitalized my soul very greatly, and I rejoice with great happiness without limits over your strong desire to dig and to find the deep waters from which grows the holy faith. May God be with you and give you long life, a good life, a life of true faith, which is the essence of life. Nachmo meyuman, nachmo meyuman. May God, my God, help us. 22nd of Nisan, 5723, the Holy Jerusalem, my bone and my flesh, Mrs. Zalman Shazar, who has sharpened his ears and heart to hear the amazing and awesome song and melody, supreme and choice of the true tzaddik, through which he removes from our hearts all types of poisonous arrows that are the errors and confusions of heresies and false beliefs, and he heals us completely. The King Messiah will sing this song in the future, and through this will draw the whole world near to God, and will fill the world with knowledge of God. May your light break forth like the dawn, and your cure from God quickly sprout. I received your heartfelt blessing from the 8th day of Nisan, 5723, with a check for the sum of 100 Israeli lirot. You vitalized my soul very greatly, and I rejoice with great happiness without limit over your strong desire to dig and to find the deep waters from which grows the holy faith. May God be with you and give you long life, good life, a life of true faith, which is the essence of the life in this world and the next. My King and my God, to you shall I pray, to you shall I cry for help, to you who shall I shout, to you shall I ask for compassion, to you shall I spread out my hands. I reached out my hands all day long. My heart will cry to God from the depths of the heart. I call to you from the deepest depths. I whistle for your true mercy and compassion. As a ram thirsts for rivers of water, so does my soul thirst for you, God, O God, like doves humming and drumming with their hearts. So will my heart for your hordes of mercies and kindnesses. When the lion and the cub sound against their prey, and many shepherds sound at them from their voice, they do not back down, and their numbers they do not answer, and their numbers they do not answer. So shall I roar and shout and scream and cry for help, and hum and whistle and hope for and anticipate and expect and await your mercies and your salvation. I shall not desist and I shall not be silent from always calling to you, God, my God and God of my fathers. I called your name, God, from the deepest pit. Hear, God, my calling voice, and had compassion on me, and answer me, and help me, and save me, and merit me with truly complete faith. Save me, please, our Father in heaven, from blemished faith. Guard us with great mercies, and save us from the wondrous blows that come. God forbid unblemished faith, for which nothing helps, not healing and not prayer and not ancestral merit, and even all the voices of alas and woe and groaning and sighing also do not help for them, because everything is blemished and ruined by the blemish of the holy faith, which is the foundation of the whole Torah, and the foundation, which is the foundation of the whole Torah, and the foundation of all the worlds, and everything that belongs to them, and the foundation of all the worlds, and everything that belongs to them, for everything depends on and exists and endures only through the holy faith. Please, awesomely Holy One, full of great mercies, let us merit to cry out to you in truth from the depths of the heart, from the depths of the heart, from the deepest depths, as we need to shout to you, as is revealed before you, Master of everything, all the plagues of our hearts. Help us to cry out to you from the heart, with a truly deep voice, with a thin, quiet voice, in a matter that we shall merit to awaken upon us the wonders of your very wondrous and awesome mercies, and kindnesses, and compassion, and salvations, until we shall merit to arouse and to reveal true advice, deep advice, from the depths of this darkness and gloom that we have been trapped in, very much due to our many sins. For you alone make great wonders. For you alone make great wonders. You make unfathomable wonders. You make unfathomable wonders, miracles and wonders without number. And you reveal deep things from the darkness, and draw the shadow of death into the light. And you reveal deep things from the darkness, and draw the shadow of death into the light. Take us out from darkness to light. Do for us wonders, and influence us, and reveal to us advice from afar, in a matter that we shall merit to nurture the holy faith through this. And have mercy on us with your great mercies, and grant us your gift of wisdom, understanding, and knowledge of holiness, in a manner that we shall merit to dig and to reveal the waters from which the holy faith grows, that are the deep waters of advice in the heart of a man, so that we shall merit so that we shall merit to reveal and to illuminate deep advice from amidst the deep darkness, and influence with your mercies good advice in the world, complete advice, true advice, according to your good will, in a manner that we shall merit with true and eternal success, with true and eternal success in this transient world, to succeed to go in your good ways, and to draw near to you in truth, to succeed to go in your good ways, and to draw near to you in truth, and with a complete heart, and that we shall merit to fulfill your true and proper advice. Nachman meyuman. Do not benefit from honor with God's help. Wednesday, 28th of ER, 5723, in honor of the President of the State of Israel, Mr. S.Z. Shazar, who is outstanding in the great preciousness of his exalted soul, that was hewn from a holy source, from the giants of Israel, pillars of the world, of the Torah, who turns his heart to hear the voice of God, who calls him with a great voice every day and every moment. That he hastened himself to flee to the true tzaddik, who can repair him completely, and return him to the ancient path on which walked his holy forefathers. May the memory of tzaddikim be for a blessing, a good sign, and good fortune, for blessing and life, and endless peace, for blessing and life and endless peace to everything you have. When someone from Israel receives new honor, then he needs a great effort and a great battle to gird himself with strength and power, like a strong and brave warrior, to set his own honor as nothing against the honor of God, and not to use the authority and honor for his own needs and pleasure, and not to take anything for himself from the honor, so that the honor may not be for him like a servant with which to fill his lusts, God forbid, rather he just should raise up his honor to God, who is the King of glory, and to the true tzaddik, so that through this honor and authority that he has received will grow and will be elevated the honor of God and the honor of the tzaddik, the true leader of all Israel for all generations, the flowing stream, the source of wisdom, who draws the whole world to God, even those even those most distant in the worst type of estrangement, even those most distant in the worst type of estrangement, in the worst type of estrangements, that through this is made precious and is elevated in perfection the glory of God in all the worlds, for his light shines from one end of the world to the other without limitation at all, for in every place, even in the most defiled there, his truth illuminates the way ye to escape from there, through which his blessed glory is made precious and is elevated throughout all the world. I surely shall rejoice in the salvation of God and his powerful kindness that he has orchestrated and arranged with his great mercies to have you chosen as president of the nation 5 years after having merited to blossom for the good in the holy and awesome garden of life of the true tzaddik, the new light, stored away and hidden, the new light, stored away and hidden, and extremely concealed, who is the essence of life, who revealed wondrous and awesome new teachings, awesome and wondrous, unfathomably, amazing wonders that never before have been revealed in the world, in order to give us life to this day, even in the worst essence of total darkness that is in our generations, at the end of this last bitter exile, when Israel now is erring extremely after the vanity of all who have erred from God and his Torah, due to the poisons of heresies and false beliefs. My brother, my heart, my flesh, now has come the time for you to strengthen your warm heart and deepen your thought, to consider and to yearn with the longing of your consummate desire to accomplish your strong will, and desire to show true mercy to Israel, and to make known and to publicize the great and powerful strength, the great and powerful strength in all the world of the name of the true tzaddik, who now can be found in the world, who works to return the entire world to the good, who has the power to draw down a wondrous peace, even for the non-Jewish nations, that through the proliferation of peace, everyone will be transformed to the faith of Israel and will subjugate themselves to us, and the Jews will rule over them, and the Jews will rule over them with their desire and consent. The Messiah King will draw down and reveal the holiness of the comprehension of the true tzaddik, with a wondrous revelation and with a wondrous and true perception, with the essence of perfection, and through this everyone will go in the ways of repentance and will return to God. Even the nations of the world and the whole world will become filled with knowledge of God. Actualize the desire of your heart that burns like a fire unto the heart of the heavens, to have true mercy on Israel, to spread out the good well springs of the tzaddik throughout the world, and to make known and to publicize in all the worlds that there exists now in our generation such a true tzaddik, who has the power to return the whole world to God, that there exists now in our days a true and wise tzaddik, awesome and amazing, who has the power to return the whole world to the good, and there exists today in our days a true wise man, awesome and exalted, who has revealed well springs of advice and rectifications and hidden kindnesses without end or limit, that never have been revealed in all the days of the world, that purify and clean from all the dirts, from all the filth and defilement in the world, so that the whole world can come clean and pure to the palace of the king, and receive as a free gift the treasures that the king has prepared for them. Happy is one who merits this. Nachman, may you